Hi guys, so today I wanted to sit down and film a little bit of a different video than some of my others. This one is going to be a little bit more of a real talk video. And you can see my dogs here. I have my dogs in my room with me, so if you see them or hear them in the video, I apologize for that. But this is just supposed to be something that I want to share with the world. So this talk is really going to be about love and relationships and losing them. And I know it's something that a lot of people have a hard time talking about and a hard time dealing with, but I think, I've gone through a couple relationships. I've had them end differently in different ways. The guys I've dated have been very different, and I just feel like I'm in a place right now where, I have some things that I can say, and if it can help even one person, then that's my goal. So I'm currently going through a breakup. I broke up with my boyfriend 4 days ago, and we were in a little bit of a unique situation. So he is going to school here in the US, but he is from another country. So basically, we are 1 year apart in age, but because of the way that he came here, he started late and he will be graduating 2 years after me, which I just graduated college. So he was the first guy that I dated after my ex, and my ex and I had dated for 3 years, and I will definitely film a story time on him and everything that happened with that. But basically, after my ex, I was really shattered. It took me a long time to want to talk to guys again. It was something I didn't really see coming. I wasn't ready for it. And even though warnings were there and there were plenty of times I should have cut it off with that ex, I never quite had the strength to do that. I always kept thinking things are going to be different. He's going to change. I can make this work. And, the thing is, sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes we want better for people than they're ready to give themselves, And sometimes we can see things in people that they can't necessarily see in themselves. And that's okay, We're all growing and learning and finding our paths, making our mistakes. But after that breakup, I was really shook. I wasn't doing well. I just was in a depression. I was in a funk. And it was really hard for me. So fast forward a little bit to a couple days ago, and I broke things off with my boyfriend of almost 2 years. So people are probably going to ask, why this breakup? Why did this happen? And basically the answer is I wasn't happy. There were traits that he had that I found really undesirable, things that we tried to talk about and that he wanted to work on and that he really just wasn't. And that is one of my biggest things. I cannot take people that give me bullshit excuses. I have never been one to take it. I am just not like that. And I went through that with my ex. I went through a point where I was taking bullshit from him. I was letting him get away with things. I was letting stuff slide, and I shouldn't have. And this go around, I told myself that, I wasn't going to be that girl this time. I was going to be the girl that sticks up for herself and defends herself and puts herself first. So my biggest goal in life right now is to find my happiness. Whatever it may be that brings me that, that's the journey I'm on right now. And our paths just weren't quite going to fit for that. I'm someone that really looks and plans for the future. I try to set things up for myself as best as I can. I want to have the easiest life that I can, so I work hard to make that possible for myself. And he is we'll see what happens when the time comes. Things will just all work out. And in all fairness, in his defense, that's kind of the way his life has been up to this point. Up to this point, anything that he has kind of failed to work on or do the way that he was supposed to, someone kind of stepped in, whether it was me, his parents, a friend, somebody, and took care of it for him. He's never had to kind of learn the hard way. So, you know, there's a part of me that can't really blame him for that, but on another side, you know, you're 21, and I feel like come the conversations that we'd had, you know, the things that he had seen me with, the lessons that I've learned that I had imparted on him, I felt like there was just a level of maturity that was really lacking with him. And there was a drive that I have so hard that he just doesn't have. And maybe that's going to come for him with age. Maybe that's going to come by having to learn a lesson the hard way. I'm really not sure. But the way that I knew that this was the time to break off the relationship was this. You cannot leave a relationship, I believe, fully until you feel like you have nothing left to give. And I honestly got to a point where I felt like I had nothing left to give to this kid. I have tried everything that I could. We'd had every conversation in the books. I'd give him a million chances, warnings, etc. And, you know, he knew what was at stake. And maybe he just never believed that, you know, I was gonna leave. Maybe he knew my struggles with my ex and how it was hard for me to kind of, you know, get myself through that, get myself over that, and move on. But this time it is different. So with my ex, he actually cheated on me, and I didn't find out about that till later. But he broke up with me in a text message the day before our 3-year anniversary. And I was crushed, you know, and it's because I wasn't ready. He was ready to move on. He had moved all of his baggage along. He had done all of his stuff, and I still felt hope. I still had hope that things would be different. I still wanted to, you know, give energy into this. It was something that I thought was worth it, that I could invest in, and I had already put so much into it that I didn't want to let that be the end. But, you know, it was, and that was something I had to deal with, and it took me a really long time to get over that. That was really hard for me. And as shitty as this is going to sound, at this point, I really have not cried. I really have not been depressed. I've been completely okay. And I know that sounds so strange. And let me just be real. I did. I love this kid. You know, he is someone that is really important to me, and we're trying to be friends and trying to make things work out. But this is kind of my advice and my real talk to just have with you guys. If you get to the point where you honestly have given it your all, you have done everything that you can, I think you can't leave someone until you really feel that. I think there is always going to be baggage there. There is always going to be unleft questions there in your head. And there is always going to be a part of you that still has an attachment, almost in an unhealthy way. So, if you have a friend or you are someone who is in a relationship that is questionable, that's having issues, that has things that, you know, make you wonder if it should be continuing, understand this. Don't judge your friend if they can't move on right now, okay? Relationships are so personal, and people on the outside only ever see a small glimpse, okay? So, just don't give your friends crap if they are not ready to move on, because for them, their fight isn't over. And if you try to make someone move on before they are truly ready to do so, you are going to be having them left with baggage that is going to hurt them. And if you are someone going through a situation where you're questioning if this is the relationship you want to be in, or if your relationship is healthy, or if it is the right person for you, then I just want to say this. If you can honestly tell yourself, you know, I've tried everything, I've had every conversation, I've given every chance that I can, and you can honestly say, you know, that you have that weight off of you, then good for you, and you are ready to move on. But I also want to say that, you know, if you aren't in that place, if you are having questions, but you don't feel like you're quite ready, you know, don't push yourself or let anybody push you to get to that place. Because if you let anybody else make that decision for you, or what anybody else thinks make that decision for you, you are going to be stuck with baggage, and you are going to be stuck holding on to things that you otherwise wouldn't be. So I just wanted to have a real talk and sit down and, you know, basically say, make sure that what you are doing with your relationships is what you want. Because at the end of the day, we all need to find our own paths to happiness, and that does not have to include another person, okay? That does not have to include a friend whose judgment you have. That does not include a significant other or a parent, nothing. At the end of the day, the person that knows who is going to make you happy is you. The person who can tell you when it is your time, when it's been enough, when you're ready, is you. So I know this video is a little bit different, but I really just wanted to say that it's okay to have questions and to have struggles in a relationship, and it's okay to not know if you're ready to break up with someone or if you should stay. It's totally okay to feel that way. One thing that I would encourage is, you know, talk to someone about it. If you're having these questions and you're having these concerns, chances are people in your life are also seeing things like this. And if they're not, you know, maybe they can give you an outside perspective. But whatever you do and whoever you talk to, just make sure that at the end of the day, you aren't doing what you think other people's expectations are of you. Make sure that you're doing what you want to do. Because right now, I can say that there are times that people thought maybe I should have left this kid before, and I wasn't ready to. I still had fight left in me, you know. I still had hope for things, and I was still willing to give chances. And I know that if I had walked away prior to this point, I probably would have gone back to him. I probably would have tried to make things work, and I probably would have settled for something less than what I deserve. But I can say that because I made this choice on my own and I let myself get to a place of certainty, that I am in a happy, healthy place, and I am honestly able to move on in the best way that I have ever been able to with a relationship. So I just wanted to say that and give a little piece of advice out there. Any girls, any guys, anyone that finds this video, I hope that it can help at least one person who is struggling, because I know this is a topic that a lot of people have a hard time talking about. You know, breakups are hard and we all go through things like that. And I just want to be someone where on my channel I can be very real and very honest and express my feelings with people. So I kind of just wanted to give this as a little bit almost of an advice video, but also just kind of as a real talk video, you know. So anyway, hopefully this helped somebody out there. Hopefully, you know, all of you guys are in happy, healthy relationships. And I hope for you guys that, you know, if you aren't, I hope that you can find your clarity and your strength to do what will make you happy. But that is really all that I wanted to say for this video. Thank you guys who did watch this. I just wanted to say that, and, you know, give this a thumbs up if you would like to see maybe some more real talk kind of videos like this. I do like having this with you guys, so hopefully you liked this and hopefully it helped a couple of people, but I'll see you guys around.